Heat clarified butter in a shallow pot and fry the whole spices well. Add rice and fry till grains separate. Pour in boiling water and add in nutmeg, bay leaves, saffron strings and salt. Cook covered on low heat till all water is absorbed. Mix tandoori coloring powder with a little water and pour onto rice, making an X mark. Using a fork, lightly mix rice thoroughly. Now this particular dish is a famous one in Hyderabad. It's Hyderabadi pulao or biryani. We have got here 500 grams of 2-inch size cut pieces of boneless lamb. You can use shoulder chops. Shoulder chops are the best part of the lamb to be used in Hyderabadi biryani. Then we have got 250 grams of basmati rice, and again I have used the best basmati rice, and that is the Kaiba brand of basmati rice. Long grain, very nutritional, fragranted and delicious. About a cup of chopped mint and a cup of chopped coriander leaves. And then we have got here 4 tablespoons of roasted garam masala, 4 tablespoons of unsweetened natural yogurt, 2 tablespoons of crushed ginger, 2 tablespoons of crushed garlic, half a teaspoon of chili powder, salt to taste, a heaped teaspoon of saffron strings, 4 fresh green chilies, and 1 tablespoon of whole garam masala. And to garnish the biryani, I have 5 tablespoons of roasted cashew nuts and 5 tablespoons of fried sultanas. We will require juice of 1 lemon and 1 teaspoon of canola oil. Now with that, we have got 100 ml of fresh milk here. So first we have to marinate the lamb pieces into these rich spices and the yogurt and set it aside for up to 2 to 3 hours. So let's do the marination first. In goes the garam masala and the yogurt, followed by the ginger, garlic, chili powder, and give this a good mix. And we will be adding a touch of salt in this as well. Okay, so just salt to taste, and I think the lemon goes in here as well, about juice of 1 lemon. Give it a good mix, and we're going to leave this aside for 2 to 3 hours. Now this is looking very rich and spicy, and it's blended really beautifully. So these lamb pieces have been saturating in the marinade, and they look absolutely lovely and very well coated, and lovely rich aroma coming through. Beautiful. So we're going to tip this into the pot now and cook this for about 15 minutes until it is almost 3/4 cooked. In goes the meat, the rest of the marinade in there, and give it a good stir turn the heat down. Okay, mix it really well, and we're going to cover this and cook it until it's 3/4 cooked. Rich aroma is already coming out. Here we go, and the lid goes on, and we'll cook it until it's 3/4 cooked. While my meat is cooking, I'm going to prepare the rice for the biryani, and I'm putting in 650 ml of hot boiling water, and I'm going to add to the water the rice, followed by the green chilies, the whole garam masala, salt to taste, and then lastly a teaspoon of oil, and I'm using canola oil here. Give it a good stir, and then cover the rice with the lid and cook it until it is 3/4 cooked. So I think my lamb is about 3/4 cooked, and what a fragrance it's giving off. Let's remove the lid, and I'm going to add half of this mint leaves to the lamb. There we go. Followed by a half of this golden brown onion, and I've used 2 medium onions here, and I've used about 8 tablespoons of clarified butter to fry those onions. Now another half of this coriander leaves goes into the meat, and I'm going to give that a good stir. Mix it really well, and it is looking awesome. Look at that, it's beautiful, rich, wholesome with those spices. Now that is absolutely fantastic. I bring my rice over to this place here. I'll turn the heats off, and this rice is 3/4 cooked, and all the water has now been absorbed. Okay, so the grains are nice and separate, and it's beautifully cooked. The saffron strings, I'm going to put it into this hot milk, the milk that I have heated. Okay, I'll let the saffron soak into it while I layer my meat, and we're going to use the rest of these ingredients after we've laid the meat and the rice. And so we've reached our final stage of the preparation of Hyderabadi biryani. First of all, you layer your meat into this oven-proof dish. Spread it out nicely. Big chunky pieces of lamb cubes in there, and it just smells so fragrant. The rich aroma of the spices used in preparing this lamb is just absolutely fantastic. Last bits of the spice go in there, and shift this to the other side, and now I proceed to spread the rice over the meat, and because I've used only 500 grams of meat, we are going to end up with only 2 layers of the Hyderabadi biryani. So let's sprinkle the remaining of the coriander leaves like so, in the juice, and followed by the fried golden brown onions. Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that. Now I'm going to pour in the clarified butter after the garnishing of the coriander leaves. Spread the butter, clarified butter, all over the rice like that, making sure that every portion of the rice gets a little bit of this clarified butter. And then comes the magic ingredient, the most expensive ingredient, the saffron strings that have been soaking in this 100 ml of milk. Very slowly, just pour this all over. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're going to garnish it with fried sultanas. So in goes this sultanas in here. Ah, look at this. Can't imagine. No wonder they say that Hyderabadi pulao or Hyderabadi biryani is the best biryani one can have in the world, and you can believe it. And we will be cooking this biryani for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade. And may I just remind you that the rice that I boiled in the other cook pot there took me about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. It's just about the right time for 250 grams of rice in 650 ml of water on medium heat, and you'll find that your rice will be almost 3/4 cooked and all the water will be absorbed by then. So here's our biryani all ready to go into the oven. Well, our biryani is ready at last. Famous Hyderabadi biryani. Let's unfold the tinfoil and see how the biryani has come out. And look at that rich color. Beautifully garnished with cashew nuts and sultanas, saffron strings and clarified butter, and above all the beautiful basmati rice from Kaiba. Superb quality, delicious, aromatic and filled with nutrition. Now I'll serve this onto the platter, and I hope you will try this in your own kitchens because there's no looking back. The aroma is just hitting my nose, and it's beautiful. Beautiful to look at and very appetizing. So here goes biryani onto the platter. Rich in spices, beautifully marinated. Absolutely delicious. Garnish it with some. And so that's how Hyderabadi biryani. Enjoy it. And that biryani goes beautifully with the cucumber raita. Nice and cooling, refreshing, crunchy cucumber raita. Soak meat in the marinade and set aside for 2 to 3 hours. Cook meat till 3/4 cooked. Add to it half of the browned onion, half cup each of fresh coriander and mint leaves. Bring water to boil in a separate pot. Add basmati rice, whole garam masala, green chilies, oil and salt and cook till rice is 3/4 cooked and water absorbed. Loosen grains of rice with fork and set aside. In a baking dish, layer half the meat followed by a layer of rice. Repeat process till rice and meat are used up. Pour the remaining 7 tablespoons clarified butter over rice. Soak saffron strands in hot milk and pour over rice. Sprinkle over the remaining coriander and mint leaves and browned onion, followed by fried sultanas and cashew nuts. Cover and bake in moderate hot oven at 180 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. Serve hot with cucumber raita or salad. This lightly spiced masala dosa bhaji is used as a filling for dosas, but it can also be eaten with your favorite Indian bread. And here we have a choice of spices, looking beautiful, some fresh coriander. So let's move on and see what is required to prepare this delicious masala dosa bhaji. Okay, first we will require 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 5 fresh curry leaves, a teaspoon of chickpeas, 1 teaspoon of fresh green crushed chilies, half a cup of fresh coriander leaves finely chopped, and 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour. And then we require salt to taste, about 2 large onions finely sliced, 500 grams of potatoes. Boil them, peel them and cube them. 100 ml of water, and of course 3 tablespoons of canola oil. And the herbs and the vegetables that I have used in today's cooking comes from Valley Food and Veggies in Auckland. So let's turn on the heat. I'm going to add the oil to the pan. And then heat it up, and to that I'm going to add first of all the mustard seeds, and let the mustard seeds begin to crackle. And the mustard seeds are beginning to splutter. In goes the curry leaves and the split chickpeas. Keep stirring to light golden brown. Here we go. And now I'm going to add to that my onions. Oh, looking lovely, the green and the white and the bits and pieces of the chickpeas. The lid goes on and the onion cooks until it becomes transparent. The onions are nicely brown and well transparent. I'm now going to add to this the paste of the chickpea flour. So I'm adding this to the water that I have in a bowl here. Give it a good stir, a quick one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop in the potatoes, the turmeric powder, salt to taste, and finally the ready-made paste of the chickpea flour. It's a bit lumpy, make sure there are no lumps. The paste is nice and smooth. Okay, so swirl your paste just like that. Give it a good mix. Then I'm going to cover it up and let it cook a little further until they're well coated with the spices. The potatoes are nicely simmered in the spices here. I'm going to add that water to the potatoes and then cover it. Okay, so that's looking lovely and yellow. And now I'm going to add the water. Raise the heat a little bit, and then the lid goes on and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Masala dosa bhaji is ready. What a mouthful! And look at that, absolutely delightful, exactly the right consistency. See how gooey it looks? It should be soft like that, and thickish gravy and slightly sticky in texture. So in goes my garnishing herbs, which is the coriander, specially purchased from Delhi Food and Veggies in Auckland. Beautiful smell. So here it is, beautiful and colorful and tasty. Heat oil in pan and crackle mustard seeds. Add in split chickpeas and curry leaves and fry for 30 seconds. Toss in sliced onions and green chili and cook covered till soft. Add in turmeric powder, chickpea flour, salt, potatoes and water and cook further for 5 minutes. Serve hot, filled in dosa, can be served with Indian breads or as a sandwich filling. Here is an extremely popular Indian sweet dish made from rice and milk. Children just love it. Okay, 50 grams of rice, and I have used the best brand of rice, Kaiba brand, basmati rice, long grain, delicious and fragrant. 100 grams of sugar, 50 grams of sultanas, 50 grams of chopped slivered almonds, 25 grams of chopped pistachios, and here I have the magic ingredient, the most expensive ingredient in the world, very aromatic saffron strings, 1 teaspoon, and another teaspoon of powdered cardamom, and a dash of Keora water. So 2 liters of milk will give you a beautiful kheer using only 50 grams of rice. What we have to do is we have to soak our rice for about 15 minutes. Put it on a tea towel and rub the rice so that it breaks into small pieces. And here I have the 50 grams of rice that's been soaking and rubbed on a clean tea towel, and this is what your rice should look like. Now, very simple, very easy, and cooked in no time. 2 liters of milk has been boiling here. I'm going to add the rice to this, and I'm going to cook this rice for until the milk has reduced to half the quantity. And remember, cook it on slow to medium heat and keep stirring every now and again. So the lid goes on and the heat goes down, and let it cook until it's reduced to half. Okay, so our kheer has been cooking and the milk has reduced to half the quantity. Now goes in the magic ingredients, which is sultanas, almonds, pistachios, the essence, which is the cardamom powder, and most of all the saffron strings. Now the saffron strings give it a beautiful rich aroma, and look at that nice and thick creamy rice pudding. Often I get served rice pudding in many homes, and may I say it's like eating just plain rice with sugar in it. Make your kheer nice and tasty and delicious, and you know the children would just love it. Think of all the nuts and all the raisins. They're so healthy and full of vitamins and minerals for your children. So what a perfect healthy dish give to your family. Milk, carbohydrate, minerals, vitamins. And now we're going to add the sugar, and this kheer is going to be ready in less than 5 minutes. Cover the lid. And now let's look at our kheer. I think it's ready. Wow! And that aroma of the saffron strings, I just cannot explain it to you. You'll have to try it for yourselves. This should be the right consistency for the kheer. Neither thick nor runny, and look at that rich color there. Saffron strings, the blend of nuts and sultanas, milk and rice. I just love it, and I eat them by the bonefuls. Wash and soak rice in cold water for 15 minutes. Place on a clean tea towel and rub to break rice grains into small pieces. Bring milk to boil in a heavy based pot. Add rice to milk and cook on slow heat until milk reduces to half the quantity. Add in all above dry ingredients except gerda and cook further till thick and creamy. Add gerda to kheer just before serving. Serve hot. This delicious jeera pulao is so delectable that you can have it on its own. Otherwise, it can be eaten with most gravy-like dishes. To prepare this, we require 100 grams of basmati rice, and I have chosen the Khyber brand of basmati rice, long grain, full with nutritional values, absolutely fragrant and delicious. Quarter cup of green peas, 2 tablespoons of clarified melted butter, and I have a combination of spices here, about 3 small sticks of cinnamon, 6 peppercorns, and about half a dozen or 4 to 6 cloves, and a quarter teaspoon of cumin seeds. Fried onion, lightly roasted or fried to golden brown color for garnishing. There's salt to taste and a quarter teaspoon of saffron strings to give it that aroma and fragrance, and 2 bay leaves. And together with all these, 500 ml of hot boiling water. So let's get into gear. Turn my stove on. Heat the pan and then continue to pour in your melted clarified butter. Once your clarified butter is nice and hot, then you proceed to throw in your mixed garam masala. And here goes the garam masala. Okay, so the garam masala is browning lightly, and as soon as it starts to crackle and pop, we'll put the rice in there and fry the rice until the grains separate. A few more seconds and the whole spices will be ready. Okay, so I'm going to put in the rice in and continue to fry this rice until the grains are well separated. Okay, nice rich aroma is oozing out of this pot. Keep stirring from time to time while you're frying the rice. Grains are separated very nicely, and we're going to add in the water now. 500 ml of water going in. There we go. Followed by the peas, and then the saffron strings, the magic ingredient, and a little bit of salt to taste. And cover this rice, turn the heat down, and yes, of course, the bay leaves, another magic ingredient. Cover the lid, turn the heat down, and let it simmer until the rice is well cooked and all the water has been absorbed. So our jeera pulao is now ready. Let's turn the heat off and lift off the lid, and that's our beautiful aromatic jeera pulao. I'm going to fry the grains using a fork, just very lightly. Mix it all around, and you can see the magic of the saffron strings, the aroma as well as the color that it adds to the rice. Okay, so that's done, and I'm now going to serve it into the platter, and here we go. Beautiful separable grains of this basmati rice, and again the Kaiba brand rice has been used to make this special jeera pulao. It's long grained, delicious, and absolutely aromatic and fragrant. Here we are. And it just smells beautiful. So last of the jeera pulao going in there, and we're going to garnish it with the already fried onion. So here we are, beautiful, beautiful jeera pulao. Heat ghee and fry all above dry ingredients except rice. Saute well. Add rice and fry until rice grains separate. Pour in boiling water and add to it the saffron strings and green peas. Turn heat down to low and cook rice covered until all water is absorbed. Serve hot, garnished with almond flakes or fried onions. Goa is well known for its many fish preparations, and Goan stuffed fish is one of them. Here I have a nice large snapper. To prepare this delicious Goan stuffed fish, we require all these exciting spices. I'm going to make this paste using all these spices, and here I have 1 tablespoon of crushed garlic, 1 tablespoon of crushed ginger, 1 teaspoon of raw sugar, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a quarter teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, and 1 tablespoon of ground cumin powder. We need 4 tablespoons of malt vinegar to make this paste. Mix it nicely. And so here we have a nicely mixed paste ready for frying, and as well as that we have 1 chopped onion and half a cup of finely chopped fresh green coriander leaves. So let's proceed to fry the onions first, and we require about 3 tablespoons of canola oil. Fry your onions until they are golden brown. Okay, so the onions are nicely golden brown. We will now add to this the prepared paste and fry the paste until the oil separates. Give it a good stir and keep frying until the oil separates. And so here I have a nice large snapper, cleaned and slit on both sides of the bowl, ready to be stuffed with this beautifully prepared spicy paste. Okay, so the paste is now ready, and we're going to add to it now the fresh coriander leaves, beautiful rich and golden color to this paste, and the aroma is just so beautiful. It smells lovely. So the stuffing is nice and cold now, and I'm going to transfer this stuffing into this bowl and ready the fish for baking. We'll open up the flap and fill one side of the fish with half the stuffing, followed by the other side with the rest of the stuffing. Spread it nicely and smoothly all over. Like so. One side done. Cover the flap and turn the fish over and do the same on the other side.